Hey guys, so thought I would attempt to do a breakdown of Loophole. So, yeah, let's get started. So, the one part that I say would make Loophole special would be obviously the guitars. Unfortunately, they are just samples. I didn't really make them myself. I can't really play the guitar, which is a bit unfortunate, but they're pretty good samples if I do say it myself. Like, the you can hear the the isotope vinyl going on in the background to give like that, give like a little buzz, and kind of sounds like a guitar amp. And let me see. Yeah, I do disable that like early on, so it doesn't interfere with the mix. I do have like a delay effect going on, like sometime. Actually, hold on. So about this part here. You can hear like this whole delay effect going on with this guitar. It's like this exact same sample that's been going for like the past 4 bars, just like there's just this delay to make it sound a bit different. It's just a where was it? It's just a delay bank. Nothing really special. Let's see what else. I also have these drum break samples. I actually have Deep Blue Glitch on them, but I kind of disabled them because it's not good on my CPU. Well, actually, let's see if I can try it. Yeah, just the simple like every other measure there's an effect. So second bar there's a big crush, then on the fourth the delay, big crush again, and then stretch. So might as well put like a glitchy effect since this song's technically glitch hop. So this part here is a patch I made in Harmor. It's supposed to sound like a distorted guitar. You can see here. So, composition-wise, it's just repeated notes. But in the patch, I have the phaser on, so it kind of sounds like there's like more notes like playing. That sounds like there's an actual pattern going on. You can see here. So yeah, that's just nice effect. Then we got the chord progression here. Most of these are more like power chords, kind of like going with the like guitar theme. So after the intro, I have like these roads playing pretty much a more elaborate version of the progression. That's where like sort of like a combination between like chords and the melody. And as you can see, I kind of like shifted the notes to like make it sound a little more realistic, and I play around the velocity as well. Yeah, so it's basically you can see the chords know that. So the roads, it's one of the Harmor presets, but I modify it a little bit. So I also distorted it quite a bit. But I did some parallel distortion because just like plainly distorting it kind of sounds a bit muddy. So what I did was I duplicated the signal. So one signal is like high pass at the end, and the rest is just like the regular signal, like with no effects on it. What I do is for the high pass signal, I just distort it like quite a bit. Believe I think I made it a bit mono just to like keep the distortion like clean in the mix and high passes, so that I have like a really dirty sound and the clean sound going on at the same time. And then afterwards I just enhance a bit with chorus and then EQ the whole thing. So that's pretty much how I got like the sort of like clean distorted sound for the Rhodes. Oh yeah, right here, this transition effect I did. Second. It's just sort of this percussion loop sample, but what I did was I low passed it and have it like pan across from the right to the left, just for a little special effect. You got a little hi-hat pattern and like some rides coming in, just to make this breakdown a bit more interesting. The hi-hats, this is a little annoying. So it's a pretty simple hi-hat pattern. So I believe, yeah, this hi-hat is sort of like has a phaser on it, just to add a bit of texture. And then when we get to this part, I have another synth playing the exact same melody as the Rhodes, just for a bit of layering, make it more interesting. Yeah, that's just a preset in Citrus. It sounds like it sounds more like a artificial synth and less like a real instrument. So then we get to the build-up. So this entire song has like heavy swing, but as you might have noticed, when I put in all these build-up drums, it does the drums appear to like go faster, but it's really just me turning down the swing so that the rhythm like goes from swing to just regular 16th note. And then the swing goes down, and that's where a drop comes in. Underneath it, I also have the bass partially modulated, and then have a low pass sort of like slowly opening up so that the build-up increases its intensity. The bass also does so. Wait, what's this? Oh yeah, just noise. Alright, now for the drop. So the bass is just a patch I made in Citrus. And Citrus is pretty good for neural basses. So processing is mostly modulation is just moving things around, moving all these notch filters in like random places. Also messing with the volume on these operators, so the texture kind of changes. Let's see how it sounds. I'm gonna get rid of buzz again. So you can sort of hear like the notch filter just going around and all that. Also, I added a love filter. What did it do? Yeah, it's another sort of like comb filter phaser effect. As for processing, so without any of the effects, I have pretty rough sound and kind of boring. So first we have the notch filters. I have quite a bit of distortion from the wave shaper. Then a love filter for that. For more comb filters, I distort it again. And then I use a Maximus as the multi-band compressor. Oh, right, it's off. Yeah, so I use the Maximus, the multi-band compressor, to like just compress the heck out of the bass so that it's like more smooth, especially when there's a lot of notch filters taking out frequencies from the bass. And also when there's a heavy compression, it adds like kind of like adds a touch of distortion, but it's mostly just like flattening out the sound. Also, I use it to like adjust the stereo width on each band. Then just like EQing at the end. So let's pretty much show the bass window. It's not the most complex neural bass out there, but it works. So now for the guitars, another chopped up loop. So there's a lot of reverb to like give the guitar more space. So though they are oh yeah. So there is like I have a separate mixer channel for just the reverb, and that is also being sidechained. So and the guitar itself is sidechained to the bass so that it stands out from like the crazy bass that's going on. See if I can see it. So this is what the limiter is for the sidechain. So you can see as the guitar plays, the bass ducks. So I don't have to like do any like weird EQing or volume automation. Just do like the sidechaining right here. So afterwards, the bass gets simpler. Then there's another guitar, more guitar loops. So now go down to the next part. The Rhodes melody comes again. Pitch down the bass for a transition. Same thing as the beginning, then we get to this breakdown. So these drum breaks they don't have the glitch effect on them because it would kind of mess up the mix, so it's just plain drums. So here I have the Rhodes playing the simple version of the chord progression as like a background. And here I have this sort of ARP-like melody. So both the Zor guitar like lead in the beginning is playing, and there's another layer on top. So you can tell the synth on top is the one you can hear the most, because honestly the guitar like lead is pretty weak for this one, so I had to stack the layers. So in early versions of this song, all I had was none of this guitar, just the melody going on for like, what is it, 16 count. Yeah, 16 measures, and I thought that's kind of boring, kind of drags on for a while, so I added this guitar as a harmony. So, in this first part, it's basically just the chord progression, but with like groovy rhythms and things like that. I added quite a few effects on it, including a little bit of overdrive and convolver for short reverb, just to give it a bit of space. The next part becomes a bit more complex. So yeah, just fancy melodies and all that. Then we have the build up, and then we get like a different bass pattern, though the drop is otherwise the same. So yeah, just some different modulation just to spice things up. I think this is a easy little vocal sample. I go, hey, yeah. I forgot to mention, so towards the end of this breakdown, you might hear a sort of chorusy effect. I literally just took the master pitch and just like wobble up and down, just a sort of transition. Then towards the end, the vinyl comes back in, and I turn this to spin down, and well, that's the end of the song. I think I covered everything. Yes. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So, hope you enjoyed my rambling, and maybe I'll break down another track in the future.